Basil Chapman, what's going on?
Well, when you say right now, the market is waiting for news, and it's very interesting that it's waiting for news at the very same time where this is a very important moment, regardless of what news we're waiting for, because if you look at the Dow on the left side here, I've got the daily chart. He has the weekly chart of the Dow, and he has the monthly chart of the Dow. You can see I've drawn in all these different resistance levels, and the Dow just has this little mini trend line here in a pattern with, it looks like a falling cone formation with lower highs and much lower lows, and then it turns around, tries to rally as it did today. But to make it real simple, what I think we were looking at here is that in many areas in the different sectors, a lot of the bull face has been really worked to the nth degree. And you're looking at the NDX. If you look at the XLK, which is the S&P Select Tiger Spider Fund, it's almost the same thing. You can see, I'll just draw this in here on the left. This is the daily chart. Look at this trend line. I love to use trend lines. They're so easy to use, and they give you so much information. Look at that. So all over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is the last 7 sessions, all of the S&P Select Tech Spider Fund, the XLK, had to do was push above this little mini line right here. And we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts today, couldn't even get there, and it hasn't been able to do it. So I look at the market and I say, if you can step aside, for instance, I was asked this morning in my show, what about Netflix? Well, Netflix has earnings out, but if I'm looking at Netflix, NFLX, it's the same thing. It's made its peak D. It's going to have to do something really special to break above the 575 level. So I say, let's forget about the earnings, because you just can't tell what something's going to do based on the earnings, because there's expectations, there's always a surprise, and there's a conference call. But just looking at a chart, and I'll go back to the Dow, and I'll make it as easy as possible. That's what I've done for subscribers. We've sort of lightened up over the last couple of weeks, saying let's build up a little cash position here. Why? Because there's so much resistance. We are long the Dow, been long since the March low, and then again in April. So we're holding a long position. I don't want to just get out of that, because the market has really been making higher highs, and that's important to me. So just to make it simple, if the Dow at any point in the next, let's go all the way through to next Tuesday. So we got a week. Over the next week, if there is a rally that closes over 28,957, let's call it 28,950s, and we're at 28,347. So if it manages to close over that, that says there's a really good chance that you're going to go higher, but you still have the high of the 3rd of September, 29,199 to overcome. So there's a lot of work to be done. And in this cup formation that I'm looking at in the weekly, and you can see here it is in the Dow, here it is in the S&P, they are all doing that. The S&P, same cup formation, really struggling. That's already made a D in the daily chart. Look at the QQQ. It's even more of a struggle. It had a nice rally, but
It is. Yeah, that's a heads up, man.
It's just a heads up. It's to say, look, you can't. It's not a matter of being greedy or looking at just expecting too much. This has been an incredible rally. 164 in the QQQ, the Invesco Trust Series, to 303. You've got to expect some kind of a consolidation. The IWM, which we were fortunate, I think it was 3 Tuesdays ago, you and I were on, and we had that huge decline, intraday decline in the market. The Russell 2000 suddenly really took a dive. We were very fortunate. We got in at the low just minutes after the close. I put it in as something I didn't expect to get in a day, but I said just put it in, and in one day, boom, it came down. So we're still long the IWM. It's also starting to struggle, even though it's been kind of the favorite sector just on the shorter term. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, let's be careful. We're fortunate we got some small cap stocks. We got one particular one that was up 4%, over 4% today. I'm just trying to put a small amount of money to work. Let's get through this, and then we can start again. I think this is a well-earned breather. These little, it's their big fluctuations, 300 to 700 points intraday up and down. But when you're looking at the big picture, look at the IWM. It's really just been in the sideways trading range. So I'm not getting to, it's the monthly charts that are spectacular. I mentioned on my show this morning, I can't believe that this is just a single leg A up in the monthly chart of the S&P. And forget about politics, forget about everything. If I'm just looking at this and I'm strict to my Chapman Wave methodology, we should go to higher peaks into 2021. In 2021, I don't know how that can be, but that's what it's saying.
That's a couple more trillion in stimulus, right?
And that's part of the whole thing. That if you've got that stimulus,
the market is hungry, Basil. It's hungry.
The market's hungry, but it's getting hungry every hour.
It is. It is, man.
So I'm saying be a little careful. Just plot what you've missed and you really would like to get into. Those, we all have some stocks that just got away. Just put in a number, put it in, have patience, and at some point I think you're going to get it. Just be prepared for, whippiness is going to be the name of the game. I don't see how it can't be. So let's be careful. That's all.
You know what's interesting, Basil, is that, I never thought that I'd be at the point of saying, because I'm not kidding about saying the market's hungry. This is like, I was talking about Bernie Sanders. He must be going out of his mind. I mean, because the reality is he was running on that, hey, we got plenty of money for health care and all of this, and the bottom line, you get crucified, of course. And now we got $6 trillion already into the marketplace. We're going to get a couple more trillion, right? I mean,
but
it's here.
Interestingly enough, Tom, I think Bernie Sanders, through the Democrat Party, through Biden, has got a lot of what he really ran on. So I think in that way he should be satisfied. But as far as the market is concerned, I don't think this market has a hunger that is voracious.
Oh yeah, and it's never going to end, which is really wild.
That's what you're talking about. It's just waiting for more money to come in to support it. But I did mention also on my show that some stocks like Tractor Supply, all-time high, Caterpillar, all-time high, Deere. So something is going on. I think that is working.
Oh, yeah. Listen, the market's working. I'm not saying that. It needs more money, man. Needs more money, honey.
Honey.
Basil, you have a great one, safe one. We look forward to the show tomorrow.
Thank you, Tom. You too.
Thank you. Stay right there, folks. Come right back.